I'm getting out of that space. I'm
Yeah.
actually getting to see the world around me.
Yeah.
And it just feels good to get out of the house,
Yeah.
especially when you're like,
Yeah.
you work from home too, working as a developer.
Yeah.
And
And that's going to be in our shooting the shits because I just came from 8 days in Alabama. Yeah,
oh, this is
which
gonna be
was 100. Oh,
good.
dude. This is so big, it's not enough to put it in cocktails and complaints.
Okay.
This is going to be like its own shooting the shits, just venting.
Okay, cool. And with that, let's go into cocktails and complaints. Cheers.
I love it. Well, you're hosting, my friend. I think you might want to get some things off your chest. Why don't you start us off with some good cocktails and
Let me
complaints?
get my little notes ready.
So, are you going to be able to fit in all of them today?
I'm going to go as fast as I can because we have so many good things to talk about. So let me start. Okay, so it was the weekend before last, I think. Peyton wanted to surprise me. My husband wants to surprise me and take me somewhere. We've been working really hard. I've been like super stressed just about life in general. And he wanted to surprise me and take me somewhere where I'm not one for surprises. I don't really like
You don't like surprises?
I don't like surprises.
Oh, wow.
I don't like surprises because
I hate
like
them too. Yeah.
I like to be prepared and
Yeah.
I like to know what's going on so that I can be prepared.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I
Meanwhile-
love it, but I hate it. It's like, okay, tell me where we're
Yeah.
going. And it's also because I'm impatient. I want to know.
Yeah, you want to know, you want to be prepared.
Correct. 100%.
And so I love giving surprises.
I love
to
giving
people when I'm
surprises.
able to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it. I just don't. I'm not gonna say I don't like them, but I would prefer to be let in some kind of way
Yeah, I
about
know
what's
what you
going on. But anyway, he's like, we're going down to San Diego on Sunday, so we get off work, or he gets off work. We usually when we get off work because we work Saturdays.
There's a gay scene in San Diego?
Yeah,
I'm just
I
kidding.
mean, please. There's a gay scene everywhere, probably besides from Alabama.
Besides Alabama.
But probably even in Alabama
fucking
somewhere.
kidding either,
underground.
man. You're not kidding, dude.
And so
Oh,
we
shit.
drive down. It's like, I don't know, midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning when we leave on Sunday morning.
Uh-huh.
Get there, crash at our friends that we're staying with downtown. Had a wonderful day with our friends. Shout out to Alex and Jesse and Zach in San Diego. Shout out to you guys. And Alex O. We stayed with our friends. They live in a cute high-rise downtown San Diego. And we just spent the day like,
San Diego's beautiful.
yeah, it was amazing.
Really
We just spent the day playing pickleball at these really fancy pickleball courts in
Oh,
Coronado.
that's cool.
And I had never been to Coronado.
Oh, really?
I'd never been
Oh,
to
shit,
Coronado.
Coronado's freaking
Coronado is beautiful.
I used to live there for a couple of years.
Did
back
you really?
Yeah,
Coronado?
during in Mission Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to go to Coronado all the
We
time.
have friends that live
yeah.
in Mission Valley.
Yeah, yeah.
Other friends that live in Mission Valley, but the part of that, I guess Coronado really wasn't part of that surprise, but it was a nice surprise for me because I'd never been there before and I thought it was beautiful. So we spent the day playing pickleball. We had like nice food. We hung out, had a great time. The next morning, we packed up and we were driving some direction from San Diego. I don't even know which direction it was, like an hour or so. But we were getting closer and closer to the border, so much to the point that once I looked out the window, I actually
See
saw
TJ.
the border.
Yeah,
I saw the border.
Yeah, you see TJ right there.
And
yeah.
so I was
Tijuana,
like, and I've seen the border before. I've seen the border with Texas, El Paso.
Oh, yeah,
whatever. I've seen the border before. So, but this is the first time I've seen the border with California and Mexico, which is cool. Anyway, we get to this place. It's a hot springs.
Oh, shit.
And so he had booked a room at this really nice, it's called Jacumba Hot Springs, literally right on the border of California and Mexico.
Oh, I've been there. That's where all the gays go.
No, it's not.
No, I'm just joking.
I hate this motherfucker right now.
right.
Anyway,
There's a clip.
you want me to get through the story? Okay.
No, I'm showing this because I know this is going somewhere really fucking
But
brutal.
listen, it doesn't sound like it would be a complaint.
No,
does it?
right
It
now,
doesn't, right?
Right now it sounds like you guys are on your honeymoon.
It was great. And so we get there. It's super cute. They have all these mineral baths. There's probably like 20 rooms or whatever. We end up getting an upgrade. They have an upgrade. But our room wasn't ready because we got there super early. And so they're like, just, change in the men's room and you can like lounge by one of these hot springs. And there was like one, two, there's like 3 of them or something. And then there was a lake that was natural down the street, whatever. And so I'm still sitting there like, why are we here? Because I'm just me, right? I'm just me. And I'm like, why are we here?
Poor Peyton.
Who paid for this? Like, where did this money come from to pay? This does not look cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was just going on in my mind the whole time, and I couldn't just allow myself to relax and enjoy the surprise that somebody got for me.
I know
That's
that
on me.
feeling.
That's something I need to work on.
Yep.
But we lay down, and it's he and I, and then there's this couple behind us, and then there's a couple across the way, and so I'm exhausted. I'm just tired because we drove late and didn't get to bed till late, And so I'm laying there, and then these two women come in. They just look like suburban house moms.
Oh.
They come in, and they go to one side of the pool, and they come in, and they're like all smiling, and I'm like smiling, nod, like I'm not an asshole, right? And then another couple came in. It was a girl who turned out to be Filipino, and her boyfriend, who's a random white guy. They get chairs that are like a few down from us. The two female girlfriends are across the way, and and so the two women that came in that were friends, you could just tell that one of them was just looking for somebody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? And me personally speaking, like I guess this is vacation. This is the closest to vacation I'm gonna get this summer anyway. She's looking around. And I can tell that she's trying to catch someone's eye because she just wants to have a friend to talk to aside from her other friend and feel like she's being out there. And
you already see me look in the camera and go,
I saw her and I was like, I'm keeping my head down. I'm not trying to interact with anybody except for Peyton. I'm good.
And you know, just I got to interrupt. You know that Theo and I are like the most outgoing motherfuckers. Like in the right time, we'll talk to you, entertain you, even make your day better at the cost of our own sanity. but when we are when I'm and you're the same. I know that when we're in a setting of like I want to be left the fuck alone. I want to be left the fuck alone.
And that's exactly.
I want to be left the fuck alone.
Where I was.
Correct. I want to be left alone.
And so she's scanning, and she's scanning towards us. And she catches the eye of the Filipino girl. She's like, "Hey, where are you guys from?" And the couple are like, "Oh, we're from San Diego." She's like, "Oh, we're coming down from San Diego too." She's like,
no.
"But where are you from?" She asks. And we know why she's asking that question because the girl is ethnic looking. So she's like. She's like, "Where are you from?" And the girl's like, "Oh, I'm from San Diego." "No, I mean, like, where's your family from?"
Oh, no.
And she's like, "You know, they're from San Diego." And I'm thinking to myself,
they're from planet Earth, bitch.
She's basically straight up asking you what your ethnicity is, but she doesn't want to say it because she doesn't want to seem like she's doing something that's politically incorrect. Just say, "What's your origin, your family's origin," or something like that. But you keep on probing at this girl, and I'm just sitting here listening to this conversation.
Oh my God.
And Peyton commented on it too when I went to the pool because he was in the water. I was like, "Can you believe that this whole thing just happened?" I'm like, just ask her like what her background is, and try to just instead of trying to like tiptoe around the subject, but like. Why can't a person who's Filipino just straight up be from San Diego? Like, it just caught me off guard a little bit. It just rubbed me the wrong way.
And where do you stop with that? Okay, now, and then it's also like when people ask me that, because I know I have this thick accent, it's like, all right, what do you want to know? You just fucking ask, what country are you from?
Just what country are you from? What country is your family
exactly,
from?
where are you from? Because the problem is I say, well, I live in LA, and then they're like, okay, but where are you from? And they keep going. I'm like, dude, just fucking make it easy for both of us. Where were you born?
Thank you.
There you go. Where were you born?
But the girl she would have been like, San Diego. I just happen to be Filipino, but I was born in San Diego. So
and when I say Switzerland, they're like, oh, where is that? Swaziland, Africa, fucking Sweden?
People don't know where Switzerland is.
People are so uneducated, dude. Remember when I came to college, dude, they had on my application, she was checking Swaziland.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, Switzerland. She's like, you mean Sweden? I'm like, no, bitch, Switzerland. I know it's only 7 million people, but we kind of make famous shit, you know, Rolex chocolate, you know, fucking Pilates airplane, whatever.
Raclette, was it raclette?
Raclette,
so
fondue. I mean, we have good wines, fucking Swiss knife, Toblerone. Come on, man, you know, Rolex,
Roger Federer,
cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was my complaint. I mean, it's a tiny complaint, but I'm just like, bitch, just straight up be like, where's your family from? What's your background?
How did the girl handle it?
Less icky. She was very chill about it. She was very nice about it. And what ended up happening is her and her boyfriend actually went. The woman succeeded because they ended up going over there with the two women, and they were like chilling in the hot spring with them. And I'm just like, y'all can have it because I'm just here to like sleep, catch up on sleep, and relax, and just enjoy the benefits of the mineral water.
And the thing is, you know, with Filipinos. Well, I get it. You got to ask because you don't want to assume. You can offend people. I'll never forget. I was at work. You know, this is years ago at AIL, and we had this guy. I'll do a fake name, Ernesto, and in case he's watching. And you know, he's clearly Latino. You know. And the guy was like, "Oh, where in Mexico are you from? We love going there." And the guy got super fucking offended because he's El Salvadorian.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That happens a lot.
And you know, El Salvadorian, Mexicans, Venezuelans, you know. And I get, look.
If you're Latino, you are automatically Mexican.
Correct.
And there's nothing wrong with being Mexican.
And if you're Asian, you're automatically Chinese.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you're Asian, you're automatically Chinese. And the thing is, you know, I felt bad for the guy asking because of course he didn't mean anything wrong by it.
Right, right.
And how the fuck, and with all due respect, I mean, that guy looked like he could be anything.
Right.
You know, and of course it's still wrong to assume he's just from Mexico, but now you're back to, hey, where are you from in Latin America? You're clearly Latin. So what am I going to ask? What should a guy have asked? Like, are you Mexican? Are you Venezuelan? Are you, you know what I mean? It's like somebody asks you, what kind of black are you? You know, are you African?
Black.
Are you are you Congo black? Are you Moroccan black? Are you freaking? It's so dumb.
This is how you do it. You just say, obviously, you see someone who's Latino, you don't know what their country of origin, their family's country of origin is. Usually, you could just say, what I usually do is I say, oh, you're Latino.
Yeah.
Like, what country is your family originally from?
There you go. Where
like
you originally
that.
from.
That's
Yeah.
not being too. That's not offensive or anything like that because everybody comes from somewhere.
And people pick up on if you truly want to know, then they're happily answered versus just conversation. You know what I mean?
And I just want to say one more thing before you go to your complaint. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, and I don't think this is wrong to say this either, but I feel like the woman who she was asking the girl who she was asking what her ethnicity was without actually asking what her ethnicity was.
Right.
It was obvious to me that she was Filipino because, like,
Yeah.
if Filipinos, they look
can tell.
distinctive in some
You
way.
can
And then
tell, yeah.
once
Yeah.
they speak and if they have an accent, you can tell a Filipino accent, like, almost immediately.
And you know, my understanding is that sometimes Filipinos are kind of looked down on in the Asian area. That's what I always heard. Now I never understood that because they're like always, at least to me, in my
Hard workers,
experience,
they're
been
like,
the nicest people ever. Yeah.
Like,
And then people always say like, oh, you know, they're kind of like, you know, we don't consider them real Asian because it makes them like, what an arrogant thing to say. Because you never heard that?
I've never heard that.
I've heard that a lot. Yeah,
Never
look
heard
that up. Yeah, have you guys heard that? I hear that a lot, and I'm like, that's strange because they're like the coolest peeps ever. You know what I mean?
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I never understood that. Yeah, but you know what? Every fucking race is always like the race and has to look down on another race where that race comes from or whatever. There's always, if you notice, the Russians are the best, Americans are the best, the Germans are the best, the Italians are the best, the French. Everybody's God is the God. You know what I mean?
You know who really is the best, though? I'll take this to my grave and I'll say this.
Me.
Brazilians.
Oh
my
Brazil,
goodness,
I love Brazil. What'd you come up with Brazil?
I haven't been to Brazil. I'm dying to go to Brazil. We're off topic.
I haven't been to Brazil, but
get to your complaint. Get to your complaint. Let me pull this thing back on the tracks.
My complaint. I mean, I have so many. I was just looking at my iPad. You know what? I'm going to start with this one because you're a vegan.
Okay.
All right. And man, I'm going to keep this to a complaint, but I'm going to this fucking... I don't even know where to start with this. Maybe I should start by prefacing by saying, dude, if you're... you got to know when to leave the vegan at the door. You got to know when to leave whatever your music style is at the door when you're going to a function. So, and I've experienced this, and so I'm at this gathering in this restaurant. It's a fucking steakhouse. It's actually, sorry, I'm lying. It's a rib house.
Oh,
it's a
rib
house? Rib house. Yeah, they call it a rib house of something. And there's this vegan chick there. And
the rib house.
She was somebody's date. And actually, the guy bringing her is a fucking idiot. Not even her for coming, or both for that matter. So, there's so many ways you can spin off with this. They go around and they order, and she's like, "No, I'm vegan. What do you have for vegan options?" And you can tell by her tone. You know, she didn't ask to just get it over with and know her setting and respect the setting she's in. No, she asked so that everybody could hear it. And, you know, the waitress, I should say, she's like, well, you know, she was super nice about it. We can do, you know, salads or this. I mean, we can, there was a pasta option or, you know, are you pescatarian? She asked, they got into this. She's like, no, you know, no. And then she turned into this fucking entitlement, like 10-minute conversation on what you can eat. And everybody's just like, dude, it got so uncomfortable. And then she couldn't shut the fuck up after that. Then she had to make like conversation. Yeah, you know, I'm vegan. It's hard for me to order. And we're like, dude, we really don't want to hear that right now. You know, we're like, I get it. And I have my own struggle. We discussed it because I've been trying to get off of meat and stuff. But then she turned into, you can tell, into kind of like trying to make conversation and now push her agenda, which again, dude, there's nothing wrong. God bless you and be who the fuck you are. But dude, you gotta like, I noticed that these PETA people, I call them, you know what I mean? PETA people, yeah. These sometimes are their own worst enemy because they turn me off, man. Every time I come to a point where I want to support you, you do something that is just completely counterproductive to the way you preach, you know what I mean? And she's there now and it's like, And then to top it off, some guy ordered some kind of, and I don't order lamb. I stopped ordering lamb years ago. But again, that's me. I will never fucking be there on the table. And I'll be like, oh, that's a baby you're eating, and that's where this was going. And then at some point, the organizer pulled the guy aside. He was like, dude, man, we don't want to do this.
Really?
Yeah, at some point, and
so basically, so it sounds like she was trying to draw attention to herself, the fact that she was a vegan. So
correct.
Everybody around her with like, who cares?
Who cares?
So everybody around her to
correct. And then trying to actually make conversation and be like, oh, do you know you're eating a baby? She
did that?
She indirectly did. Yeah,
Okay,
she indirectly she had this comment like, oh no, I wouldn't. And even if I forget how she said, even when I ate meat, I wouldn't order a bait or something dumb, you know what I mean? Where it's like, dude, you're in a rib house, it's a pilot meeting, you're in a rib steakhouse, whatever you want to call it, and just the thing, and by the way, none of this bugs me because I'm just emotionally so cut off and dead at this point, but after 25 years in LA. But the thing is, it's the arrogance of not noticing that you're anything but helping your cause. Mm-hmm. Everybody there now thinks of you as an asshole, and if you know what, you almost made me order lamb just to spite you.
Well, the thing
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with this? And you can have a 100-hour conversation about this. It's not a setting. Don't do it. Leave yourself on noise. It's like a far left liberal going into a Republican, instead of Republican coming to a liberal, and then wondering why is it's like, dude, know your fucking setting. And if you're gonna be like that, and again, that respect goes both ways. You're not gonna get anything out of that. These are cowboys. They're fucking ordering steaks and shit, and you're there like, oh, you're eating a baby. And even though I agree with you, it's not the setting. It's not how you do it, and all it is counterproductive.
Yeah, I feel like she's one of those. She sounds like one of those people that she can maybe strike up a conversation with someone and thinks that she can convince them within a matter of sitting down at a dinner, a 2-hour dinner, and she can convince them to think about it. And God bless her, that's her journey.
Yeah, because that 60-year-old cowboy is going to be like, oh, you're right, I'm eating a baby, let me stop right now. Excuse me, let me get vegetables.
If that's how she wants to spend her time, if that's what she wants to do, she can do it. Man. Number one,
Such a turnoff,
Number one, though, I mean, this was a meeting for what?
It's like some pilots and for like some new community thing.
Pilots, flight.
Yeah.
Okay, so then her boyfriend should have just, or husband, whatever, should have just been like, hey, it's a rib house, steakhouse, it's meat. Yeah. Maybe you should sit this one out and not come, especially if you're gonna, don't sit there and preach to people, indirectly or directly.
Dude, don't preach to people, period, man.
That would frustrate me too, actually.
And
it goes the same way.
It's not the first time I've seen that with vegans, by the way. Yeah.
But it goes
anybody.
It goes the same way for people that
same way. You're absolutely right.
Because I was sitting at a friend's place. It was a late night. We were just sitting there, and there was a girl there that I was talking to, and I usually take my meals with me when I go over there because they don't have anything for me. So I had some food, and they were eating meat and stuff, and I was like, oh no, I'm a vegan or whatever. She's like, oh, my boyfriend's mom was a vegan for 20 years or something like that, but she started getting health problems and things like that. And so she started going off on that tangent, and I'm like, that's her, and that's fine.
Right.
But it does go both ways.
Yeah,
so you might want to start throwing it. So you might want to think about throwing something into your diet that maybe you might want to throw eggs or something, or maybe even fish. And I'm like, no, girl.
Bitch, I made my decision. The guy looks like a freaking Greek statue. He's probably healthier than you. You're going to preach to him.
I said I've made my decision, and I'm not saying that won't change at some point. Just the other day, actually, that same friend, I was over at their place. And this friend is Persian. He's actually going to be a guest on the show. And he had there's a Persian soda. It's a yogurt soda.
Oh shit!
It's carbonated, but it looks. And I thought it was kefir.
I
thought it was maybe similar to that.
Kefir,
but he's like, they're like, do you want to try it? And I was like, yes, I'll try it. I'm a vegan, but I'll try it. You know what I'm saying? So I tried it, and it kind of reminded me of Greek yogurt, but it was carbonated. It was the oddest thing. I didn't hate it, but I didn't I don't know that I could have drank a whole bottle.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. Yeah. And those are the moments where I'm like, I'm going to try. I know I'm a vegan and I'm sticking to a normal diet of not eating meat or animal products, but I'm going to try this because this is something new and different.
Exactly. And the thing is, I remember when you told me you were vegan, and I have several friends like that. It's like you never make it an issue. I love that about you. It was like, I didn't even know when we had lost touch for a couple of years because I was working out of town, and I see you, and Theo told me, oh, I'm a vegan, as if he said, oh, the weather's nice outside, and moved on with his life. Yeah. People don't want to hear that shit. Right. You know what I'm saying?
People want to enjoy their meal. I don't want to stop somebody from enjoying their meal.
Listen, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
I don't walk around preaching God is gonna, I can tell you, look, I'm Christian, look, consider God, great, and move the fuck on.
Yeah.
Now, once I cross into like making it an issue, ironically, all I'm doing is turning him off.
Oh, 100%.
You see what I'm saying? And it becomes completely counterproductive.
All the time.
And I have friends like
is
that.
This what all Christians are like?
Dude, exactly.
You know?
And I'm a Christian, I get turned off by Christian.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, Marko, did you do this today? Because I'm like, dude, just shut that. I'm probably more Christian than you, bro. So just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just don't preach. Don't fucking preach.
Out of the mouths of a Christian.
That's it.
Out of the mouth of a Christian. Don't fucking preach.
Don't fucking preach. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Wow. Okay.
Nicely done, man.
Well,
I'm so glad I got that off my chest.
I'm glad you got it off your chest too.
It's been sitting with
I
you
know
for
it
a
has.
week.
You're like, damn, I can't wait to see Theo and tell him about this shit that happened to me.
I still can picture in front of me, dude, and her boyfriend even went like, oh, dude, because you can tell he was like, we talked about this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just a shut up. You know what I mean?
Well, I know, guys, we've been talking about having a guest, and we will be having a guest, and we're just trying to get everything organized correctly. And so those guests are coming, but in the meantime, we are still going to be bringing to you our Shoot
the Shit.
Bam. All right. I'm actually going to give you...
Ooh, you have the iPad. I'm going to take my iPad too. Oh, yeah. You're going to start or I'm going to start?
I'll let you choose, actually. I'm moderating today, but I'll let you choose.
All right, I'm going to start with something easy that's getting freaking progressively worse, and that's been bugging me and eating away like a freaking parasite, okay?
Ooh.
Okay, first and foremost, spam calls are out of fucking control. I'm getting 7 spam calls per day now on my iPhone, okay?
Oh.
I'm getting them every hour now, and, I know this being addressed doesn't really bother me because, if they catch me, because sometimes it looks legit number, and the iPhone is great about saying, oh, it's a scam. Mm-hmm. But just actually a couple hours ago,
does that too.
Yeah, and a couple hours ago, somebody called from a number that looked legit, and we have a couple escrows, so I had to pick up. And then, of course, I wished the guy and his family dead. And then I realized it's a recording. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, dude. But because you know how they make the mail look legit.
Yeah.
And then you realize it's some bullshit credit card advertisement in there. But dude, man. And at the risk of sounding racist, but man, I in the off chance that I actually spend an hour on hold and actually get a person on the line for something like I had the other day with the credit card. After 45 minutes, I finally got somebody on the line. Guys, you got to make sure they speak English. Mm-hmm. You know?
It's all those offshore workers that these American companies are buying to save money, or
Correct.
Hiring to save money.
Correct.
And meanwhile, our jobs numbers are down.
Correct. And absolutely. And they're Indian, Filipino. I don't know what the fuck they are. I mean, most of the times they're Indian. I can tell by the accent. Sometimes Filipinos. I don't know. But I'm sitting there with this lady, and she's super nice, and I'm like, bitch, I don't understand you. I don't understand you. Because the Ellington Hotel charged me $4.95 by accident on top, and they're working on it, and I'm finally getting in touch with everybody. And it takes a lot of time. Because now, it's funny how everything comes...
Okay, so wait a minute, sorry. So this was a legitimate call. It wasn't a spam call.
No, it was legit. No, this is me calling for my credit card.
Okay.
Yeah, this is me calling. This is me now calling and waiting on hold for half an hour long to finally get a person on the phone.
Okay.
And then they barely speak English, and she was so thick, and she was super friendly and trained. But I'm like, I felt so bad. I was like, I don't know how to say it. I'm like, I can't understand.
I really I can't understand what you're saying.
And the problem is, I care. I really am compassionate. I'm like, I kind of can't. Okay, so I'm trying to kind of read in between the lines. You know what I mean? And notice too, how bastardized we've made it. We take stuff away and then resell it to you, and we give it back as it being better service. So now the companies are marketing, when you get somebody on the phone, they speak English and real human beings, you know what I mean? When in reality, that's how it was in the fucking first place. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I noticed that with everything, politics, economy, they take shit away, and then when they give it back to you, they make it look like they came through for you, you know what I mean? So please, with sugar on top, give me somebody that speaks at least as shitty English as I do, so I can understand him. But anyway, I couldn't make out what the fuck she was saying.
This sounds like a cocktail and complaint.
No!
We're shooting the shit right now. This sounds like a cocktail and complaint.
This is warm-up, man.
Okay,
this is warm-up, man. I'll get to Alabama in a second. Your turn.
Well, I don't mean to bring the energy down.
Uh-oh, I love it already. I'm a total downer. I'm a fan of downer.
But because I share a name with this fictional character,
Theo,
I have
bro?
a first name. a first
Theo.
name.
Who's? Oh, wait,
I have
Theo?
to. We have to talk about it because it happened and it's sad.
Okay, think of Thanos and Avengers. Theo. Who's Theo?
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
I'm dying to hear this.
And I can't believe you're not picking up on this immediately.
Theo.
But within the
Theo from Huxtable.
Yes.
Oh, Theo Huxtable.
But within the last couple weeks, he
Duh.
passed away. Like he's from our childhood.
Damn, we lost three. Ozzy,
we did. I'm gonna get all of those. Yeah.
Man.
We lost Malcolm Jamal Warner. He was 54 years old. That's young.
We
lost
dude.
Hulk Hogan. He was 71.
71.
But peace out. Bye.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
Racist and any other thing you want to
He
throw
was
on
a
top.
sweetheart. I'm just kidding. Dude, that face was worth it right there. I'm
like, really?
You're like, bitch.
Yeah, right? Bitch, that's exactly what it was. I was keeping it straight though, bro.
No. Which, by the way,
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, which is, by the way, and this is a whole different topic, but it's so sad to see all these childhood heroes turn out to be shit, you know.
Yeah, because Hulk Hogan was a childhood hero until I learned better.
Yeah. I mean, Hulk.
Until I learned better.
By the way, Huxtable, Bill Cosby, same thing. You know? All these guys. P. Diddy. Fucking hell, shit.
Who's actually asking for a pardon from Trump right now, which we knew that was going to happen anyway. But back to what I was saying. He drowned on vacation in Costa Rica. He was trying to rescue his daughter.
No. What happened?
Yeah,
I know the
he was trying to
drowning.
rescue his daughter.
Oh,
and
my God.
he played the role of Theo Huxtable from 1984 until 1992.
I love him.
So it's interesting because I was never a Theo until like I was in 5th grade, which would have been in between that time frame, right? My teacher, Miss Eddington, she started calling me Theo because I come from a family of Theodores. My uncle is Uncle Teddy Theodore. My grandfather, my dad's father, was Theodore Joseph. My cousin is Theodore, and my aunt is Theodora. And so I got Theodore, my grandfather's name, and I don't look like a Teddy. I'm not a Teddy.
Definitely
and she
not,
just one day was like, "Oh, you're Theo. I'm going to call you Theo. Is that okay?" And I was like, "Whatever, sure."
Go with it.
So that kind of stuck. So it kind of like stuck with me because I was like, "Oh, this guy has my name on this show. That's kind of cool." And then
by the way, great fucking actor.
Yeah, right.
I've seen him over stuff when we saw him in Suits, where he played that in jail. You know, the guy you check in with when you're on parole.
Your parole officer?
Parole officer.
Yeah.
Dude, that was good acting, man. That was legit, like seriously good acting, man.
I do want to.
He was great.
I do want to talk about something else. The latest thing that he was doing. He's on a show. I don't know what the show was, but he was actually doing a podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I read that.
And the title of the podcast was called "Not All Hood."
Yeah.
Not All Hood. Okay, so he launched that with 2 others in a means to break down mental health barriers within the Black community.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he commented on about doing the podcast is, he says, and I quote, "It's been an interesting experience for me because it's a place where I feel safe enough to be able to be as vulnerable as I allow myself to be."
Yeah.
And I think that's why this is such a cool
100%.
platform because, again, we're allowing ourselves to be as vulnerable with you guys as we can be. And we're sharing personal stories and information with you guys. And so
it's not easy to just talk like this, you know what I mean? But when you get past that barrier, it's actually very liberating.
Right.
Very liberating.
And it's
I mean, the fact that I can be on camera and say I don't like Black people is incredibly liberating.
And the fact that I can be here and say that, I think Switzerland is a terrible country and that's where this man came from is even more liberating. It's not a terrible country. I love Switzerland. I've been to Zurich so many times. I love it. One of my best friends. Anyway.
When people hear us joke like that in public, they're like, "What the fuck did he just?" I'm like,
it's all good. But I just wanted to talk about him because he was very important to our childhood. That show was very important to our childhood, even though,
it was a cornerstone of a childhood. It still is.
It still is.
It still is.
What happened?
It still is. No, it still is.
Yeah,
it still is. Yeah. And by the way, I don't want to discredit the show or him. Or Felicia Rashad, who I thought was the most beautiful woman on earth. She's Bill Cosby's wife.
Yes.
Felicia Rashad,
on the show, yeah.
Oh my God, I mean, I was 10 years old and just thinking she's like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And that smile and the way, I want to go to America just to meet her.
She's charming.
She was just, that charm. Charming. Correct. Yeah. She's the definition of charm.
She's like a mom.
Right. Absolutely.
She played that role.
It was the perfect family, but I never understood till now how big of an influence Theo had.
Yeah.
And Jamal And man, God, what a! And then when we saw him later on in different shows, I was like, dude, because Samantha recognized him years ago before we even saw him in Suits. She's like, dude, that's Theo, and I'm like, fuck, it is, because he had that little beard going. And dude, that guy was like this was like real legit acting. Those were like real roles. Where even I was like, okay,
I'm just happy that he had a career.
Man.
I'm happy that he had a career after that show, because sometimes that like Tempest Bledsoe, who played Vanessa.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's
like
right.
She had a talk show for a while.
Yeah.
But and then some of the other ones went on to do stuff too.
Raven,
like Raven
Simone,
Lisa Bonet. She did stuff too.
Yeah.
But Theo, Keisha Knight Pulliam did stuff too.
Yep.
It's just it's sad, and
it's
the
really
fact
sad.
that he was like trying to save his daughter, like how.
Dude, what's going on with Costa Rica, man? Like every time somebody dies there in Costa Rica on vacation, I feel like I'm hearing Costa Rica a lot.
I mean, shit happens anywhere. It's not,
I guess.
You can't say it's
you're
because
right.
of the country.
Yeah. Him, Hulk, Ozzy.
Yeah.
Ozzy's his big loss.
I just wanted to throw that out there because I thought that we need to take a moment for Theo Huxtable.
Yeah.
I used to be called Theo Huxtable all the time.
Really?
Not because of like I look like him, just because my name was Theo.
Theo,
like,
of
Theo
course,
Huxtable,
Theo, and you're black. You got to be Theo Huxtable.
We all look alike, right?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go into something.
Yes. Do it.
Just because
I'm loving this. This is a great episode already.
Okay.
Sad.
I am not a parent. I have nieces and nephews, but I have never parented them in any way. I know that you are not a parent. And so then I'm going to ask you this question, and I want to get your feedback on that, coming from people that aren't parents. So when I initially saw this story, I was like, well, that's fucked up. Why the hell would he do that? But then as it sat with me more, I was kind of like, okay, maybe. Okay, so there's this guy. His name is Garrett G, and he's big in social media. The Bucket List Family is what they're called.
Yeah.
In a recent video he shared on Instagram, it features him throwing his 7-year-old. I don't mean to laugh. It features him throwing his 7-year-old son off a cliff.
Wow.
In an attempt to help him conquer his fears. His son's name.
John Wayne shit.
Yeah, his son's name is Callahan. Like I said, he was 7 years old. After he surfaced, Callahan, who screamed on the way down but popped up with a smile on his face, was joined by his dad, who jumped in beside him and greeted him with a thumbs up and a smile. And Garrett says about this, each kid is quite different, so the way we parent, discipline, and teach how to cliff jump is quite different. For sure, first priority is safety. Second is learning that you can do hard things. Third is have fun. So then my thing is like, because what popped in my head immediately was like, that's crazy, that's wrong, that poor kid, like, he's going to have some kind of issues when he gets older. And then I thought to myself, is that like toxic masculinity in some way, where being like, be a man, do it, to this 7-year-old boy? I'm not saying that he said that, and doesn't say that he said that to him, but I'm just thinking to myself, you're forcing this kid, you're literally throwing your child off a cliff to like, I don't know, man him up. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, let the kid be a kid. Kids are scared of things, and they have fears that are rational, and they have fears that are irrational. This is like a rational fear to me.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You know what? It's a catch-22. I remember when my mom used to tell me, as a parent, you kind of figure things out as you go along, you know. And I had a little bit of that experience because, my parents worked full-time, and the first part of my sister's life, I can genuinely say I helped raising her, like.
You're older.
8 years older. Yeah, 8 years older, yeah. And I'm talking.
She's good?
She's good, yeah. And she's an adult, has a kid now on her own,
Okay.
Yeah. That little thing there is that we take off is like from my nephew. Yeah. So the thing is, and I remember it because back then, I mean, today you would call child services, Oh yeah. Back then, dude, my parents left at 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. and come home at 6, and I'm alone with her. I'm 8 years old. And I had to prepare the milk with the food inside. I changed diapers. I had to wash her. I had to put her to bed. Wow. I mean, I'm talking legit. Yeah. Like the first 3-4 years, like, man, maybe that's the reason why I don't have a kid today, because
you already had one.
I generally got the experience for what it's like, and I'm talking full time, not help out here and there with the diapers. It was like, all right, that's how it was. We're going to work. We're full time, and you're going to raise. And I also come from a generation when you here and there got whipped.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, you got whipped. Today you touch a kid, again, child services come.
So. And that child will call child services today.
On the iPhone. Yeah. On the iPhone, they come arrest you. I mean,
are you kidding me?
Back then, man, so I think that, you know your kid the best. Sometimes those methods work. They don't work all the time. And I'm very grateful, for my granddad who was an army man that there was certain discipline. I'm always on time, and respect with people, and don't make excuses, don't give them. So I think a little bit there, if done right, can work. But it also, a lot of time, I think it also backfires.
Right.
And I think, at the end of the day, it's intent, your child the best. So I think it's a catch-22. I've seen it work, and I've seen it also do a lot of damage. Because a lot of times with me, it was like, well, fuck you, go figure it out, And I wish there would have been a little bit more of a hug, kind of, hey, let me explain it to you, But it was tough, and I never really had that because, my dad already struggled with alcohol as it is. And so, and then here and there you get a whooping, and that kind of teaches you discipline a little bit. There's nothing wrong with a little whooping here and there. No. Again, if it's done properly and correctly, and especially if you do stupid shit. Now, see, I don't believe if you're a 6-year-old and, listen, let's say you're a 6-year-old and you picked something up that's racist, and you're there, oh, look at that black guy. I would whip you. Because that will make an impression how wrong that is. That's not I will freaking, you get a good whooping. You know what I mean? But there's other stuff that I can maybe use as an educational contact and teach you from a place of love. You know what I mean? So it depends. You know what I mean? It's different now. You got to be careful, man. They'll call. That kid has an iPhone. I was on an airplane the other day. This fucking 4-year-old is opening apps and doing shit and texting her mom on the other seat. They'll call child services, dude. They'll fucking tape you whipping them, and you'll go to jail.
I think you're absolutely right when you say it can go south. I mean, it can be a good thing, but it can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I think about just me, like being 40 years old at the time. I think I was 40 years old at the time. Like just recently, we were like a few years ago, we had gone on a vacation. It was like my whole friend group, and we went to Playa del Carmen.
Oh, what Playa del Carmen?
And we did like eat some mojitos and like some cenotes and everything. And me, I'm not a fucking cliff jumper. I'm not a cliff jumper.
Yeah. Me neither. I'm scared.
Do you see this?
Yeah,
I'm not a cliff jumper.
I'm fucking scared. Why did I'm scared? I'm like, because I don't give a shit if 100 people jumped and there's no rock.
Right.
In my head, there's a rock there and I'm going to hit
it. And you would be the one to hit it.
And I'm totally going to be the one that hit it too. Yeah.
And so we went on the trip, and all my friends, they were up on this cliff, jumping into the water.
Fuck that.
And I wanted to do it so bad.
No, thank you.
And so like,
thanks.
Peyton grabbed me and he's like, I'll go with you. So he was kind of like this is how he did it in this situation. He like,
okay, if Mother Teresa grabs me, I'm not jumping off that fucking cliff.
It was so much fun. Like I was with him, and that's why I felt safe with him. And so he was very comforting, as opposed to like, obviously I'm 40. He's not gonna throw me into the water.
Yeah, exactly. You're 40 years old. Go, motherfucker.
He was very comforting, and he was there with me and waited for me to go, and we both jumped, and then I did it again with another friend. So I'm just thinking like there's another way that he could have handled this, especially with someone who's so young and impressionable.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's not gonna make that much of a difference at my age, but for this kid, like if you had just been like, a little bit more like, you don't have to do this, but I'm here with you, instead of just taking the kid and tossing him into the fucking
Agreed.
cliff.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's crazy.
I think he's trying to do some macho shit there. You're gonna be like, I'm a tough guy.
That's why I wrote down. Is this toxic masculinity?
Yeah, I think that probably is qualifies as that. Yeah, I would have to say.
What do you guys think? If your kid has a fear of something, for example, let's
lock him up in a dark room and tell him to get the fuck over it.
Well, like if your kids are scared of the dark,
put him in a dark room and lock him up and tell him demons are going to come.
Don't lock them up.
No.
But I think like if your kid is scared of the dark, I think it's okay to be like, we're going to turn the lights off.
Funny.
You have to be okay.
Yeah, when my sister had those things, I would try to kind of like what you just said, be like, hey, let me come with you. Let me show you. Let's go step at a time. And sometimes it will work, sometimes not. Because you actually care for them to realize that it's not dangerous. That there's nothing wrong being in the dark. And I was always scared of the dark when I was a kid, you know what I mean? And I secretly went and opened the door and made sure I can hear my parents outside or the TV, because if it's pitch black. And so when I came to America and I was alone and lonely, I always made sure I have the TV on. I was in Boston, you can hear the city. And that kind of gave me comfort. I could never sleep without
noise.
The noise, yes. Because then when I go back to Switzerland, to the village, fuck, dude, you want to talk silence and black, dude. Yeah. And Samantha's like, of course, she's in heaven. She sleeps like a fucking dead person. And I'm there awake because, dude, you can hear your heartbeat. Well, I mean, it is quiet. It's creepy quiet.
As we're talking about this, as I close it out, let's not also forget about the fact that this guy is a social media guy, and so he also probably did it for likes. Yeah, for likes, right? Yeah. So it's not just, I want to teach my son to like fight his fears. It's like, I want to teach my son to fight his fears, but I want 3 million viewers to watch it so I can make some money off of it.
Man.
And that's where our country, that's where our world is right now.
Our world is, man. That
That's
shit
where our
has
world
lost its charm, dude. It's that's not a double-edged sword anymore. That's one blade being shot. I told you, man. I was at a fucking lunch where 10 girls, 20 girls along the table were texting each other across the table.
Oh yeah.
And that's when I was like, all right, dude, that's ill now. That is ill. And I'm not an old traditional guy, the good old days were better kind of guy. I'm like, okay, yeah, but dude, there comes a point where now you're just dumbing yourself down.
Yeah.
You know, that's like literally me texting you right now here. And I was like, when I realized they're doing that, I was like, dude,
although,
come on, man.
Shout out to Karen Sarita. A really close friend of mine from since high school. I've known this girl since I was like 15 years old. We would go out with friends, and if we had something to say about the other person,
no, but it's shit, dog. I'm the most behind the back motherfucker there is. I love it. There's nothing more sweet than behind the back. You know, I will literally text you.
Right here.
I will literally text you with the person sitting right here.
Yeah,
you know what? If you have a guest I don't like on this show, I will literally text you while they're talking.
Dude. Good luck doing that.
Oh my god, man! Do we have time for? We do.
Yes,
we do.
We have a good amount of time.
I'm gonna wait with Alabama for next episode, okay. But because I just watched Housewives of Miami, the last episode, and yes, I am straight, and we got to talk about Larsa Pippen.
Ooh, I love that show.
We got to talk about Larsa Pippen.
We've talked about Larsa before.
Yeah, but we got to talk about her again because this is now national emergency level potentially. This could be red alert Star Trek level.
Think about the last episode and what ended up happening.
You know what? I'll make it easy. I'll make it easy for you. Forget the episode.
Okay.
We're going to talk about. Let me phrase this delicately because I usually don't have a buffer.
No.
No. If Larsa Pippen ever did actually look pretty good, sexy, hot, cute, normal, average, whatever you want to pick of those. Mm-hmm. Is she now? And I'm not going with this into the don't do plastic surgery shit. I love plastic. I'm all for it. But hey, Mr. Botox here. But
that's not plastic surgery.
Well, yeah. You know what I mean. But again, I'm all for it. Like if Theo said, hey, I want to change my freaking nose, I'd be all for it. I'm like, shit, can I help you pay for it? But man, Larsa now is starting.
Let me help you pay for it. What?
It only took 30 seconds.
I was just like, should I say something about that?
No, your nose is perfect. I had to pick something. I don't know how. Your body's perfect. Your fucking everything's perfect. I mean, I gotta start working out, man. But and by the way, if you want, there's a lot of pics of him topless on social media. It's go enjoy it, ladies and boys and everything. But she's starting to now look fucking almost like if you have makeup in a Lord of the Rings episode, you know. And what Theo will do is probably superimpose a picture now of her. Let's go. You know, let's not go too far back. Let's just go 7-8 years back. Put a picture of that on the left and put of her what she looks like now. And man, I'm like, girlfriend, I think you overdid it now. And she has this new boyfriend, you know, as we know. And I'm like, dude, I'm now struggling to watch her on the TV because all I see now is like, oh God, you just look terrible now, girlfriend.
Well, plastic surgery, I think for a lot of people can become an addiction.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I'm gonna pivot to Real Housewives of Dubai, which got canceled, which is no longer on the air anymore. Yeah. But there is a woman on there, Caroline, who was on another show called Ladies of London.
That's right, yeah.
And she got this facelift.
Oh, remember? Beautiful. Oh, she looks fucking hot as fuck.
She looks beautiful.
Yeah.
She's like 50. Yep. She's not that old, but she looks like 10 years younger.
Yeah.
And I saw her facelift, and I was like, there's obviously like...
It really worked on her.
She looks amazing. So I think women see stuff like that, particularly women that are like public figures in this type of way, and they see themselves and they see somebody else do something, and they're like, for example, Kris Jenner. Like you see how Kris Jenner looks, they're like, well, what did she get done? Let me go find it. And then they continue and like they go down this path of like trying to improve themselves and get better and better and better. But what ends up happening, for example, Marisol's mother, remember Marisol's mother? Oh my
God.
She had Marisol Patton, who was on Real Housewives of Miami. Her mother, who passed away not too long ago, her face she was a beautiful younger woman, but she had so much work done. She looked like
It looked comical.
A monster.
No, it looked comical, dude. It looked comical,
and
man.
it was so sad because you see pictures of her when she was younger.
Melanie Griffin was amazing, and now there's somebody. The blonde Meg Ryan. Oh, Meg Ryan was like the most cutest, beautiful thing. Again, another childhood crush. When I was 10 years old, my God, Meg Ryan was like the childhood crush, right? Mm-hmm. And now look at her the last pictures, and again, you guys will probably look at the pictures as we speak. But man, what the fuck happened? And then you look at people that do it tastefully. I don't know, Cindy Crawford. I saw a recent picture of Naomi Campbell, kind of who's not overdoing. She looks great. You know what I mean?
But Naomi Campbell is. I think she's also. I want to call her more of a natural beauty.
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, she really is.
I don't know how much. I'm sure she's had something done, but
Yeah.
like she's still like the woman is still walking the runway at like 55 years old, or whatever else she is.
Well, you know, if there's that saying, "Black don't crack," she's the living proof of that. She's the living. She is the living proof of that.
There was just somebody that came. Oh, so okay, so you brought up Real Housewives. What was it that you saw in this last episode?
Oh no, she was freaking having this discussion with what's her face and the brunette. What's her oh God, I forget.
Martina's wife.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, they were showing her a lot from the side. And I know I was in the Alabama hotel watching this, you know, in the nighttime when I had a moment, and I'm like, all of a sudden it actually caught me. I didn't catch it; it caught me. So it was like all of a sudden I was like this. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Did I just miss 10 years worth of episodes? You know what I mean? And it's just like it's starting to now look, well, ironically, plasticky.
Yeah.
You know, when you like have a like you're doing something that you're trying to make look like clowny on purpose. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh God! And I almost texted you. I was like, I wonder how Theo feels about it. But it was just like it was like, oh girl, now you got to stop.
But also the other thing about that too is I feel like,
and look at the pictures as Theo is posting.
I feel like you keep going and you get all this work done. I feel like there's probably like some maintenance to it, right?
Yeah.
So you have to keep. Going, and then it just gets worse and worse.
I don't know, man. Listen, and I'm all for it, dude. Listen, I fillers, Botox, surgeries, implants. I mean, you're in LA, you gotta have implants. You can't. You
gotta have implants. Yeah. You're nobody if you have no implants.
I think they're changing the law that it has to be like real ID. You gotta have implants to get your California ID.
Get into a club or bar or something.
You cannot be a California resident without breast implants. You know what I mean? Shit, I'm about to get them. You know. But I was like, oh, girlfriend. I was like, oh.
There's one more thing I want to talk about because we have a few more minutes left.
We do.
But I don't want to talk about that because that may take. We opened up talking about Colbert, right? Do we want to save that or do we want to like?
No, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So,
let's do it. Because we could talk about this for 9 hours, but it's good that we have a cap on it.
5 minutes.
Yeah, let's do it.
So for those of you that don't know, the Stephen Colbert Show was canceled. It's going to its last air date's going to be sometime next year, I believe, in May.
26, yeah.
May, and the official reason that was given for its cancellation was that CBS and Paramount said that the show reportedly lost up to $40 million per year. And that's the key reason for canceling the show and its revenues. And they're saying there's so much content out there that late night talk shows are not the business as much as they used to be anymore, which may or may not be true. I don't know. But it says Colbert's fate also aligns with the $16 million settlement with Donald Trump, which was announced just days after Colbert called it a big fat bribe. Because I don't know if you guys watch the show, but when he does his monologues, he always has Trump in them, as most people will have for the next several years. But he always, is commenting on Trump and Epstein and everything that's going on within the administration. And critics argue that the cancellation may have been politically motivated to smooth federal approval of the Paramount Skydance merger, overseen by Trump's FCC guy. So they're saying that because Colbert has gone so much after Trump in his monologues, which he should do, which everyone should do. It's a free fucking country, like that. They are canceling the show to make good with Trump so that this merger is a smooth merger. And I 125% agree with that. The show's fucking funny. Stephen Colbert is funny, I think. He's funny. I don't know if you think he's funny. I think he's fucking funny. I think his timing is great. I think his delivery is great. I just recently got into watching this show because Peyton really liked watching the open monologues.
Cool. Very cool.
And so I just got recently into watching the show, maybe within the last 2 or 3 years, but I'm always laughing, and I think it's good. And me laughing does not obviously translate into revenue for the network, but it all seems kind of fishy, don't you think?
100%. I got two opinions on this. I personally stopped watching all these shows many years ago. And because, and funny enough, just last night I rewatched Johnny Carson.
Oh.
I have Johnny Carson in my YouTube feed
He
like
went off the air like
25, 30 years ago before Letterman took over. I mean, long time, 30
Letterman's not even on the air anymore.
Yeah,
So it was a long time ago. Yeah.
And for me personally, those shows were a way to get away from stuff. Even Letterman had it. You know, you can kind of get away. Jay Leno, and in all honesty, I do believe they've become. Listen, if I was a liberal, I don't think I'd watch it because I want to get away when I watch this show, and it's just become a political platform. And you're right, it's a free country. They can do whatever they want, and they should, because it's funny, you know what I mean? But it's obviously clearly, he's leaning one way, and that's okay. That's his right. That's totally awesome. There's absolutely no doubt in my I mean, you would have to be an idiot to think that the merger doesn't have something to do with it. I mean, you would have to be a moron. I mean, come on. I mean, this is about as good old-fashioned dealing as it gets. I mean, that's about as textbook 101 deal making. You know what I mean? It would have been nice if you know, obviously, clearly, if you're living under the rock, Colbert is clearly, you know, a Democrat and leaning left, and it's just, to me, it kind of became always the same thing. Okay, I get it, dude. I don't want to. I get it. I'm not a Trump fan. I don't want to hear about that. Make me laugh. Make me joke. Can you even do a show without mentioning Trump? You know what I mean?
I think you can.
But he doesn't. But he does. You know. And Jimmy Kimmel is even
because
worse,
it's a
you know
topic
what I mean?
of discussion right now.
It is. You know what I mean?
And it will be for the next
it
3.5 years.
It's just, to me, very one-sided. You know. Now here's the problem I have with this. And again, you would have to be
Fox News.
Well, 100%, 100%.
It goes both ways.
100%. It does. 100%. My concern is this. I have a very hard time, and this is just me personally speaking, man, looking somebody in the eyes when I'm getting paid $16 million and I'm losing $30-40 million. I have a crew of 200, man. I can't even, and that's just, sadly, I wish I didn't feel that way. I'm not using this as a point. I actually wish I would have less scruple. You know what I mean? The problem is I have a little bit too much integrity.
I'm not too worried about those networks losing that money.
No. I know what you're saying. Trust me, that's pennies to them.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to come to you, like, hey, Theo, you're giving me $16 million. I lost your company 40. I'd like to ask for another $16 million.
Sure, if that's 100% true.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it is. Well, the show's been operating at a loss. You know, he has a crew of 200 people in the show, and because advertisers are pulling out, you know, all those shows are making money from advertising, right? And obviously, like Jay Leno said the other day on TV, you were annihilating half of them. You know, and I would have Steven, dude, you're making $16 million a year. You're making over $1 million a month, dude, when most people don't make that in a lifetime. People can't afford groceries, and you're making $60 million for a show that's losing money. Okay, so think about that for a second. So that to me is like, but
I get that point.
You know, to me,
100% I get that.
To me, but to your point, you would have to be an absolute idiot to think that the merger doesn't have something to do with it. That's about as classic American deal making as it gets. You know what I mean? So I think that he shot himself in the foot because now I can only speak for me personally. I start watching those shows because when I come to those shows, I want to turn my brain off. And when I watch Johnny Carson or Letterman, those old episodes, it's a little bit more neutral for me. You know, because I want to get away from politics. When
it's not still political like it has. Like those shows have become more political within the last, you know,
5, 6, 7, exactly. Yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? And I get it. Listen,
bringing Bill Clinton on their Arsenio Hall show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And listen, make all the fun you want, but the reality is you have lost half of your audience and you are losing money. And now, and by the way, you'd be dumb if you're the company not to take that deal. Okay, so I have a guy that's going to lose even more thing. He's already losing his money. I have a chance to do a merger here. Of course, I'm going to cancel. I'm just talking as a businessman.
Yeah.
So if I'm you, listen, I love you. Let's say, you know, you and I don't have the relationship we have, and you're, you know, in that situation, you lose one, this and that, and have a deal to get out. That's just good business making. The company would have been dumb not to take that. You know what I mean? Now it is dirty politics, but that's any business deal. You know what I mean? So you know, it's hard. I get it. You go in there, you're like, fuck Trump, Steven. But, you know, given the fact that you made $100 million and you lost half of the audience and you have the same shtick and you're losing money with it. Now, if you're making $40 million a year profit, then different story. But
well, this is briefly off topic for like 2 seconds, but like as we're sitting here discussing,
you're still trying to go from any angle, every angle. You know what I mean? You know,
like as we're sitting here talking about it now, I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't necessarily feel like politicians should be going on those shows.
100% agree.
They
100%
shouldn't
agree.
be going on those shows.
Well, when do they ever go on there? When it's voting time.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
all of a sudden they're everybody's friend. You know what I'm saying?
But politicians are
know?
throughout the year they go on these talk shows.
Yeah.
They do that circuit. And I was
Yeah.
like, maybe
Yeah.
guys just like
No.
you know, reach your constituents in a different way. But you're saying how like
And it's a shame because that's as American as it gets. The night show, the late show. You know what I mean? It's a shame. I actually think it's a shame.
You're saying
you know what I mean?
you're saying that it was frightening, or that he was losing that he's still getting paid that much money,
Yeah.
and losing that without. But that's not the whole point about this whole thing, is the fact that now you have someone like Donald Trump who is now going to be controlling, in
100%.
some way, shape, or form, indirectly
100%.
controlling,
100%.
silencing people.
100%.
And that is the fucking scary part. It has nothing
Yeah.
to do with the fact that, sure, he's not making that as much money. You have a sitting president who is indirectly silencing people.
And thank God that Stephen obviously is going to have hundreds of offers and platforms where he can go.
Or just go on
you know what I
YouTube.
mean? Yeah,
Just go on YouTube and start your own show.
Go on
and
YouTube,
handle
you know
it
what
your
I mean?
own way. Get yourself a producer.
100%. 100%.
But anyway,
no, it's tricky.
It's scary.
It's scary, and it's textbook.
and the next week we're
textbook
going to talk
deal
about something
meeting.
that's even scarier.
Was that
Next week we're going to talk about something that's even scarier.
Lars
That relates to
Lippen's
that.
left side of the face?
No, because as I'm sitting here thinking about this, it's just like in my head it's just he's being silenced. He doesn't want anything negative to be said about him. But it doesn't stop with Colbert. It's not going to stop there. I think it's okay to. I think it's okay to offer an opinion about.
100%. No, yeah, no,
But
of course.
But if you keep drilling it in and drilling it,
It's
that's
drilling it.
That's
It's drilling
what
it,
happens. I agree
dude.
with that.
It's great. And again, here's the funny thing. You see, I'm a little bit more neutral. I come from a place where I actually enjoyed watching him. And I just it was like, okay, dude, now it's not a show anymore. Now it's an anti-Trump show. And hey, by the way, well, follow me. By the way, I wouldn't watch it if it was a pro-Trump show. You know those guys that are just so pro-Trump that are always pro-Trump. It gets boring, dude. It just gets boring, dude. It just get like even you said Fox, dude. There comes a point in the day where even Fox you got to tune off. It's like, okay, we get it.
Every point of it.
Exactly. It's like, okay, it's been 9 hours of pro. Let's go 9 hours anti. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just don't. I think those guys fucked up making that show about that, because you're back to now preaching to the choir. And it's like, okay, dude, I came here to turn the brain off. I get it. You hate the guy. Why don't you go make a separate show about just, the hatred for him? You know what I mean?
And there you have it.
Yeah, there you have it.
There you have it,
The bottom
guys.
line is you got canceled, which sucks. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
We'll miss him, but we still have some time with him left, so we'll enjoy.
Oh,
it.
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him getting a job. I'm just saying, like,
$200 million
his
in the bank
platform,
account.
I think he's good.
Yeah. By the way, if I just may say,
What?
how great of a country where a guy like that can have a show, and in other countries he would have been axed in the sense of.
Oh, for like talking about the head of the state?
Yeah, well, dude, there's country. I come from a country. You show up on your TV show talking smack about who's in charge. You're not going to lose your show. You're going to lose your life. So Colbert's going to be on YouTube next week making again, $20 million. So he'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Thank you guys for watching the show. Please be sure to leave us comments. We love comments. We want to hear what you guys have
Only
to say.
good ones.
Please keep sending us emails of things to talk about. You can send emails to you'renotmytypebro@gmail.com, or you can DM us at you'renotmytypebro. That's going to be on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
You do Botox?
I'll toast her about that next week.
Yeah, look at this. I just don't assist for it. It's perfect like mine.
Why are you interrupting me, fool? Let me get this out. And then you can also send us messages through ynmtb show, which is X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And guys, just keep on sending them in. We love to hear from you. And hopefully we're not leaving anything out.
No, I love it. You guys were great, and what a great episode. Good to be back in the saddle, and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye.